Hello guys, do you actually know that there's a new version of the V50 Pro? So today I'm gonna guide you through what's new about the V50 Pro. Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Alex from Malaysia. So here with me is the 2021 version of the AKASO V50 Pro typeC edition. So this new camera is slightly different from the previous old one in terms of mechanical and also the software difference. So the old one is the mini USB type, and then this 2021 is the USB type-C edition. So actually many people have been actually buying this model since early this year, but actually you are referring to the previous mini USB type of video, meaning that all the reviews you've seen on YouTube regarding the V50 Pro is actually of the mini USB. So I think it's an obligation for me to actually update you guys on the V50 Pro type-C edition. So before you actually click that purchase, please do see this video before you actually make that purchase. You can do it with our Shopee and also our Lazada shop. So let's get into the image quality of the V50 Pro type-C 2021 edition. Let's do it. Alright guys, so here you can see this is the new AKASO V50 Pro, and then let me show you the old AKASO V50. Well, it looks exactly the same, right? So the major difference, you can spot it here. One is using the USB type-C, and then the old one will be using the mini USB. Alright, so from here you can also see the difference in the lens. Okay, so this is the new one and this is the old one. Alright, so if when this lens is different, there will be difference in terms of image quality, in which I will show you later on. Alright, so the user interface is absolutely different from the old version. Right now it's the test in 2.7K 30 frames per second with image stabilization. Right, I'm just hand holding both cameras. So this is the test in 2.7K 30 frames with image stabilization. So similar product but very different in terms of hardware, I would guess. So this is test of 2.7K 30 frames. Some of you guys have encountered problem with the image stabilization, in where you can't actually turn on the EIS. So normally it happens that if you're using 90 frames per second or the 120 frames per second. So if, for example, I'm using 90 frames, so the image stabilization is been off. Or the other problem is that you could actually make some settings, for example, like the auto low light. So once you have the auto low light on, you see you can't actually on the auto low light here because you have the stabilizer being on. So if I switch off the stabilizer, and then if I go into the auto low light setting and have the auto low light on, now I can't actually have the stabilizer being turned on. Alright, so do keep in mind, if you have a different type of settings that goes against other features, so the easiest way is to reset the whole thing, because you don't actually know which one you have actually pressed the previous time. So the best way is to factory reset. Right, this is a 4K 30 frame with distortion control on. So definitely you can see better low light with the V50 Pro Standard Edition. Right, this is the working test. So we are now with image stabilization. So how does the stabilization work? And how does the screen code? So both are on auto low light. And how's the sound quality coming from the camera? So we are using the internal microphone of both cameras. So the auto low light seems to be very good. Alright, so what's the conclusion of the V50 Pro typeC edition? So in my finding, I find that the image stabilization had been upgraded significantly, and I think it's on par with the V50X in terms of image stabilization. However, I find that the new V50 Pro has a slightly cooler color tone to it, while the old V50 Pro had some warmer color. And then besides the color issue, I think that the V50 Pro typeC edition had a lot of purple fringing in its image. Maybe perhaps it's due to the new lens they put on the typeC edition. Besides that, I think that the old version have slightly much better 4K resolution than the newer typeC version. Another major improvement they brought into the V50 Pro typeC edition is the low light capability. From the image you can see that the low light had been improved a lot. In the previous model we can actually see none of the lighting in dark situation, but this V50 Pro typeC edition had improved a lot when you are using it in low light. Although it's not great, but it's much better comparing to the old one. Well, that's all from me this time, so I will be posting out new videos on the comparison between the old version and the typeC version very soon. So stay tuned and subscribe to the channel, yeah? Thanks.